Warm welcome to all the online aspirants, and yes, all of you that have sitting here. Thank you for coming. So basically, let's go with the approach of geography. Why UPSC demands geography in civil services. Today is our orientation class, and today we are going to see that why UPSC requires geography, what is the subject weightage of geography, how you are going to put your approach and strategy for geography, and yes, how you're going to study and start your preparation in the curriculum domain of geography. Okay? Okay, shall we start? UPSC demands geography. Why? Because it enlarges your observation. ये आपके ऑब्जर्वेशन को enlarge करता है हर एक डोमेन, हर एक स्पेसिफिक बैकग्राउंड को सेट करने के लिए. Have you ever seen any district magistrate office? Yes. Have you seen any district map has been allocated in the office? The map of India, administrative and political, right? Why it is being put there? Have you ever think that? ऐसा क्यों है? Because to serve any domain, any specific area, you need to know the geographical allocation and topography of the area. पहला क्वेश्चन यहीं पे आता है, ज्योग्राफी का डिमांड क्यों है यूपीएससी में, एक सिविल सर्वेंट एस्पिरेंट को ज्योग्राफी क्यों पढ़ना चाहिए. एक अभ्यर्थी अगर कहीं पे जिलाधिकारी बनकर जा रहा है, लेट्स से कि यू गो टू जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, ठीक है, या असम और नॉर्थ ईस्ट स्टेट्स, ठीक है, द मोस्ट इंसर्जेंट प्लेसेस ऑफ आवर कंट्री, लेट्स से यहाँ Kathua is a district in Jammu Kashmir, you went there, or Kargil, or Jaskar Range, or in Ladakh, you are being plotted there as a district administrator. So what is the requirement of geography when you are being a district administrator? So you need to know all the administrative, political, physical blocks of our country and in the world domain, right? Specifically हमारे देश की एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव मैप्स और पॉलिटिकल मैप और फिजिकल मैप से तो आपको अवेयर होना पड़ता है. इसीलिए किसी भी डिस्ट्रिक्ट का मैप किसी भी डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव के ऑफिस में रहता है, राइट? पहला ऑब्जर्वेशन तो आपको, द आंसर इज हियर दैट व्हाई यूपीएससी डिमांड्स ज्योग्राफी. ठीक है, देन ज्योग्राफी हैज अ वेटेज इन द सब्जेक्ट बिकॉज ज्योग्राफी ओवरलैप्स विद ऑल द specific subject domains of UPSC. How? If you don't know the specification of geography of any area, you cannot study the history. Just see geography overlaps history. How? A very simple example, Indus Valley civilization. Everybody knows it. Indus Valley civilization, right? Everybody knows it. So Indus Valley civilization is one of the largest urban early civilization of the world. Why it was the early civilization, the largest civilization of the world? Because of the largest drainage pattern in Indus River. Again here, you need to know the geographical allocation. Unless and until you cannot approach yourself to study the history of Indus Valley civilization. दुनिया की कोई भी मुख्यतः सभ्यता, एनी प्रायर सिविलाइजेशन हैज बीन सेटल्ड बिसाइड्स द ड्रेनेज ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, ईदर इट इज ओशनिक और रिवर. ठीक है, कोई भी शहर उठा के देख लो इस दुनिया का, वो किसी ना किसी नदी या किसी ना किसी समुद्र के किनारे बसा हुआ है. ज्योग्राफी, बिकॉज वाटर इज अ वेरी क्रूशल एलिमेंट फॉर द सेटलमेंट. यहां से आपका एक डोमेन हिस्ट्री सेटल्ड हुआ. अब आता है पॉलिटी. How you can approach and reapproach polity if you know the geography. Okay? International relations, geopolitics terms आप सबने सुना होगा if you all are preparing for UPSC. What is geopolitics? ये internationally भी है. It is on national basis, state basis, regional basis, zonal basis, block basis. Everywhere there is geopolitics. The crisis of region, the crisis of resource, the crisis of space, everybody is fighting for that. Whether the OPEC countries Oil petroleum exporting countries of where? Middle East. Geopolitics. So if you know all the passage and the geographical allocations of Middle East, right? So for you, the understanding pattern is very easy to understand geopolitics. Polity. Set it background for polity. Itself set background for history as well, right? Now let's see how it set background for economy. Monsoon, agriculture. Why it is important for India? Because 70% of the population depends on agriculture. So you need to get familiar with the agriculture patterns of India, land use patterns of India, how agriculture has been shifted to green revolution, the phases of green revolution, how it has been impacted our society, right? On environmental basis, on population basis. So how geography has set it economy. Because if you don't know the pattern and mechanism of monsoon, you cannot develop your agriculture criterion, right? This overlaps economy as well, because if 70% gross population is involved with agriculture, then the economy ultimately has been set the background by geography. So this much weightage and background is interlinked with geography. Okay? Now, how geography has been changed. UPSC बहुत unconventional exam है. It's a very unconventional exam. हर एक साल आपको एक नया सरप्राइज का डब्बा मिलता है ना क्वेश्चंस के साथ. You cannot restrict to any similar pattern of questions, whether it is prelims or mains. तो अपना dynamism जो है वो बहुत broad करना पड़ेगा आपको. You need to be dynamistic. Major 5 subject domains हैं. Economy, sorry, the highlighter is not working properly. Yeah. Economy, not economics. Economy, polity, history, geography, environment. Thank you, sir. Environment. Correct? These 5 major blocks and domains you need to cover. Because this sets the dynamism of UPSC. These all subjects overlaps each other. Right? ये आपका dynamism बढ़ाता है, comprehension बढ़ाता है. Because you need to be comprehensive. While you will be taking the class of prospect IAS, we all are tend to let you know कि आपको comprehensive skills कैसे बढ़ाने हैं. For prelims as well. क्योंकि आपसे कोई directly questions नहीं पूछ रहा. That you know about volcano. Okay, what is volcano? Nobody is asking you. UPSC demands the current relevance and the comprehensive skill that you carry. Right? Concepts तो हर किसी के पास है, but comprehension is very crucial. So ये 5 domain आपके prelims में तो 85 to 90 questions set कर देते हैं. Relevance with current affairs. इसीलिए we tend to study these 5 major domains in UPSC. इसमें geography का मैंने background I have already discussed how geography has influenced the background, right? It helps to understand the history. It helps to understand environment as well, the climatic crisis, ecology, biomes, IR and geopolitics as well, and the economy, industry, trade sectors as well, right? So geography का background इस तरीके से set होता है and it's very interesting once you start studying geography. एक mindset है UPSC के बच्चों में कि geography बहुत lame है, it's very boring, scientific approach, but no, once you are clear with the concept, it is very dynamic and it will set a platform for other subjects. Okay? Now next, geography बिना mapping के अगर बात करें तो it's like a flesh without bone. आप move नहीं कर सकते हैं geography में. So mapping skill throughout from the first day of your class is going to take in care by me and if you are going to attend the Hindi medium lectures as well. So mapping is a very crucial point. Have you seen prelims questions? Yeah. So the questions of mapping comes from world and India as well. Whether it is on prelims or mains, you need to practice. If you are taking optional geography as well, map practice is a very crucial element, because without map you cannot practice your optional and mains writing, right? So mapping and map study is a very important learning pattern. Okay, how you are going to approach mapping? Because people don't know how to approach mapping, right? The very first thing that you need to do, if you are beginning geography, Oxford Atlas, get yourself familiar with what? 4 maps, major maps. What are the 4 major maps? Political world map, physical world map. Same with Indian political map, Indian physical map. ये 4 मैप से आपको फेमिलियर होना पड़ेगा. These are the 4 familiar maps. Starting, ठीक है? Let's say अब geography में we don't know anything. We are starting from the beginning of this subject. So what will we tend to get ourselves familiar with? Let's pick the first physical world map. So we will tend to get ourselves familiar with the continents. All the continents, 7 continents we have, right? After then all the oceanic boundaries. ठीक है, ये मेजर मोटा मोटी जो हम लोगों को पहला मैपिंग जो दिखता है वर्ल्ड का फिजिकल में, वो कॉन्टिनेंट और ओशनिक बाउंड्रीज है, राइट? उसके बाद स्पेसिफिकली यूपीएससी ने डिमांड किया है मेंस में कि हमें साउथ एशियन एलोकेशंस पे ज़्यादा फोकस करना है. क्लियरली नोटिफाइड. वाई साउथ एशियन एलोकेशंस पे हमें ज़्यादा फोकस करना है? प्रधानमंत्री जी की योजना है लुक ईस्ट की, है ना, लुक ईस्ट पॉलिसी, यानी कि हमारे जितने भी वी हैव द अपॉर्चुनिटीज, वी आर लार्ज विद अपॉर्चुनिटीज, दैट इज कंप्लीटली इन साउथ एशियन कंट्रीज. ठीक है, एंड यूपीएससी अंडरस्टैंड्स इट. तो हमारा जो मैपिंग है वर्ल्ड के पैरामीटर्स पे तो होगा, उसके साथ थोड़ा सा बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग हम साउथ एशियन कंट्रीज की तरफ अपना रखेंगे, बिकॉज उसको स्पेसिफिकली नोटिफिकेशन दिया हुआ है. तो फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी मोटा मोटी ये किया. फिर माउंटेन्स, प्लेटूज, ranges, straits, bays, paths, everything that you find comprise in physical geography. Forest covers. Now let's come to the political world map, because this is going to help you to understand international relations and geopolitics as well. आज वर्ल्ड की डिमांड अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ जियोपॉलिटिक्स की इसलिए बढ़ गई है बिकॉज कंट्रीज आर फाइटिंग, कॉन्टिनेंट्स आर फाइटिंग फॉर रिसोर्स डोमेन, राइट? And the third world war, we all know, I'm going to discuss a question for the mains water stress. Third world war is going to be taken place for the crisis of water. So this will help you to understand the IR part of your preparation. This will going to help you to understand the geographical part of your preparation, because you need to get familiar. If suppose, let's say Turkey is in news, right? So the question has been asked in prelims about Turkey कि between which 2 seas it is being settled down. किन 2 sea के बीच में वो टर्की जो देश है वो आता है. दिमाग में पहले टर्की के सारे एलोकेशंस और एस्पेक्ट्स को ले आओ. टर्की कहाँ है? लेट्स से दिस इज टर्की, सपोज. सो बिटवीन विच 2 seas it is comprised? दिस इज टर्की. अब इसके सारे एस्पेक्ट्स को आपको ज्योग्राफिकली देखना और समझना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि यूपीएससी का डायनेमिक्स आपका यही डिमांड करता है. तो किन 2 सीज के बीच में है? ऊपर में आपका ब्लैक सी है ना? मैप अगर ध्यान में आ रहा हो, साउथ सदर्न यूरोप और मिडिल ईस्ट का ऊपर सेंट्रल वेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ एशिया, और यहाँ पे आपका मेडिटेरियन सी है, राइट? दिस इज हियर मेडिटेरियन सी. तो ये क्वेश्चन वॉज बीन आस्क्ड बाय यूपीएससी इन 2011 कि टर्की लाइज बिटवीन विच 2 seas. So Mediterranean Sea and Black Sea. But not only this, you have to be dynamic. टर्की का कैपिटल अंकारा. ओके, रीजनली कहां पे एसोसिएटेड है ये? सदर्न यूरोप एंड वेस्ट सेंट्रल एशिया. आपको इतना स्पेसिफिक होना पड़ेगा. पॉपुलेशन कॉम्पोजिशन क्या है? 2 लोगों की है, टर्क्स एंड कर्ड्स. कुर्द्स, जिसको हम लोग टर्किश में बोलते हैं कुर्द्स. सो 2 पॉपुलेशन से ये मेजर है, 70%, 30%, ये माइनर में आता है. सो आपको अब तो ये ज्योग्राफिकल एलोकेशंस हमने पढ़ लिया, आपको इसका पॉलिटिकल स्पेसिफिकेशन भी पढ़ना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, किस तरह का पॉलिटिकल सिस्टम है यहाँ पे. आपको इसका इकोनॉमिक सिस्टम पढ़ना पड़ेगा. इकोनॉमी क्या है, एग्रीकल्चर पैटर्न क्या है, विंड पैटर्न क्या है, विंड पैटर्न से कैसे एग्रीकल्चर यहाँ का अफेक्ट करता है. चूंकि मेडिटेरियन सी के आसपास है तो मेडिटेरियन क्लाइमेटिक रीजन में आ गया. ठीक है, मेडिटेरियन क्लाइमेटिक रीजन में आ गया तो फॉर्टिकल्चर यहाँ पे होता होगा, जाहिर सी बात है. थोड़ा बहुत आप डायनेमिक इस तरीके से भी हो जाएंगे कि अच्छा मेडिटेरियन सी है, ये क्लाइमेट बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल है. किसके लिए? फ्लावर्स के लिए, वेजिटेबल्स के लिए, फ्रूट्स के लिए, है ना. तो हॉर्टिकल्चर और फॉर्टिकल्चर तो यहाँ पे इसके वेस्टर्न ब्लॉक में तो होता ही होगा एग्रीकल्चर, राइट. सो टर्की इज ऑल्सो फैमिलियर फॉर, इट्स नोन फॉर वाइन एंड वाइन एग्रीकल्चर. जितने भी मेडिटेरियन एसोसिएटेड कंट्रीज हैं वाइन कल्चर के लिए, वाइन एग्रीकल्चर के लिए बहुत फेमस है. तो आपको हर एस्पेक्ट में मैपिंग को पढ़ना पड़ेगा. वो एस्पेक्ट्स क्या क्या है? इकोनॉमी, पॉलिटी, IR, जियोपॉलिटिक्स, इन्वायरमेंट, विंड पैटर्न, क्लाइमेट, एग्रीकल्चर. इतने एस्पेक्ट्स में आपको पढ़ना है उसको. ठीक है, क्योंकि यूपीएससी इसके बाहर क्वेश्चंस नहीं पूछ रहा है. ठीक है, आपसे ये नहीं पूछ रहा कि ओके ठीक है उराल का लेंथ कितना है ये बताओ, नहीं पूछ रहा. आपसे ये पूछ रहा है कि अच्छा ठीक है उराल की वजह से जियोपॉलिटिक्स कैसा है. सो दिस हैज टू बी द कॉम्प्रिहेंशन. हाँ, हमने ज्योग्राफी को उठाया और उसके डायनेमिक्स में अदर एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ सब्जेक्ट को हमने रख लिया है रिलेशन में. ठीक है, कॉम्प्रिहेंशन थ्रू आउट में ये बात बोल रही हूँ. कॉम्प्रिहेंशन होता क्या है? कॉम्प्रिहेंशन बात तो हमने कर लिया कि यूपीएससी पिछले 10 साल में बहुत कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव हो गया है. अगर आपने पिछले 20 साल के क्वेश्चन एनालिसिस को फॉलो किया है, इफ यू हैव फॉलोड इट, अगर एनालाइज सही से किया है तो आपने देखा होगा कि 1980 के क्वेश्चन बहुत डायरेक्ट पूछे जाते थे. 1990 में भी डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चंस थे. 2010 और 13 तक भी कुछ स्टैटिक पार्ट के क्वेश्चन बिल्कुल ही डायरेक्ट पूछे जाते थे. लेकिन सिंस फ्रॉम 2015 यूपीएससी का कंपटीशन थोड़ा सा जब बढ़ा मार्केट में तो यूपीएससी ने अपने पैटर्न को कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव किया है. व्हाट इज दिस कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव? क्योंकि ज्योग्राफी में इसका बहुत वेटेज है. हम ज्योग्राफी की बात करेंगे, इन्वायरमेंट की बात करेंगे, इकोलॉजी की बात करेंगे. तो नॉट ओनली फॉर ज्योग्राफी, फॉर ऑल द सब्जेक्ट डोमेन्स ये कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव स्ट्रैटेजी क्या है. सपोज आपने कोई कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ा, लेट्स से ज्योग्राफी का कोई टर्म उठाते हैं, हमने पढ़ा है अर्थक्वेक. ठीक है, आपने मीनिंग पढ़ा, टाइप्स पढ़ा, इसके लोकेशंस पढ़े. आपसे यूपीएससी ये नहीं पूछेगी कि अर्थक्वेक क्या होता है या अर्थक्वेक के स्पेसिफिकेशंस क्या है या टाइप्स ऑफ अर्थक्वेक क्या है. अच्छा, टिक द करेक्ट वन. यू आर नॉट इन द 6th or 7th स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ योर स्टडी. UPSC is going to ask the current earthquake. कहां पे आया, कितने रिचर स्केल पे आया. यूपीएससी का एक क्वेश्चन अभी आया था इटली के वर्सुवियन आइलैंड पे. इटली वर्ल्ड का जोन 1 एरिया है फॉर अर्थक्वेक स्पेसिफिकेशंस एंड वोल्केनो एज वेल. ठीक है, यहाँ पे मोहो डिस्कंटिन्यूटी बहुत ज्यादा है तो यहाँ पे दोनों चीजें हैं, वोल्केनो और अर्थक्वेक दोनों ही बहुत एक्टिव है. सो nobody is going to ask the static part in UPSC. What is going to ask is you need to know the concept with the current relevance. ठीक है, this is called comprehensive study of any subject that is demanded by UPSC. What is that? Knowledge of static part, you can write in your notes. Knowledge and concept of static part, right, plus the current scenario and relevance. Current scenario and relevance. Clear? This is the exact comprehensive skill that is being demanded by UPSC. क्योंकि पढ़ता हर कोई है, वही किताबें हैं, वही रिसोर्सेज हैं, but you need to be smart. You need to be comprehensive with the concepts. Okay? Clear? Clear with the comprehensive word? Now, let's discuss the trend analysis of the questions. क्योंकि अगर एक एस्पिरेंट पढ़ाई कर रहा है तो आपने किताब उठाया, सपोज सविंदर सिंह या DR खुल्लर ज्योग्राफी ऑफ इंडिया की, बहुत मोटी किताब है, ज्योग्राफी क्लास के लिए आप आए हैं तो आप बुक से तो फेमिलियर थोड़ा बहुत हो ही गए होंगे. तो आपके पास अगर DR खुल्लर 750 पेज की एक किताब है, इज इट पॉसिबल कि आप सारी चीजें पढ़ लें? नहीं पॉसिबल है, किसी के लिए पॉसिबल नहीं है. Some students can study that. Maybe. Okay, fine. Can you imply the 750 pages? Do you have that time period that you can complete 750 pages and revision for 7 to 8 times? Can you do that? Because revision is a very crucial part. Reading is not a crucial part. Your revision, your comprisement to the resources is a very crucial part. So here comes the challenge that you have to plan yourself with a strategy. And what is the strategy that you can learn from the questions? That is trend analysis. So we're going to discuss about geography and the overlappings of geography and the trend analysis of the questions that has been asked in the previous 5 years. What is a trend? कोई भी स्मार्ट यूपीएससी प्रेपरेशन एस्पिरेंट जो है वो हमेशा ट्रेंड को फॉलो करता है. ठीक है, ट्रेंड में ज्योग्राफी का बाइफिकेशन कर दो. प्रीलिम्स में वर्ल्ड, इंडिया, फिजिकल, सोशल, इकोनॉमिक ज्योग्राफी एक लाइन में सिलेबस आपका दे दिया गया है, लेकिन इसको फिर हमें डिलिनिएट करना पड़ेगा, डिसेंट्रलाइज बाइफिकेशन करनी पड़ेगी. वर्ल्ड डोमेन पे फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी क्या है? जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी. जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी का मतलब होता है, जियो मीन्स अर्थ, morpho means land structure, and logi comes from logos, a Latin word to study. Okay, so पहला डोमेन है आपका वर्ल्ड का जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी. उसके बाद क्लाइमेटोलॉजी. आफ्टर दैट oceanography, right? Then biogeography, so these are the 4 domains of physical geography. After that, resource is from economic geography, population is from social geography, migration also from social geography, industries economic geography, trade economic geography. So these are the sections that you need to cover in a world section of geography. अब इसमें questions कहाँ से कितने आते हैं? ट्रेंड क्या है? तो सबसे ज्यादा अगर वर्ल्ड ज्योग्राफी पे पिछले 5 साल में, इफ द क्वेश्चंस यू सी, क्लाइमेटोलॉजी कंटेन्स द 70% वेटेज. ये है स्ट्रैटेजी कि 750 पेजेस की किताब में से इस सेक्शन का 70% क्वेश्चन यूपीएससी पिछले 5 साल में पूछा है. सो यू नीड टू बी लाइक दिस मच स्ट्रैटेजिक एंड प्लान्ड विथ योर प्रिपरेशन. ओके, 70% वेटेज मीन्स 14 to 15 क्वेश्चंस क्लाइमो से आते हैं. पिछले 5 साल का जो भी ज्योग्राफी का सेक्शन है 20 से 25 क्वेश्चन, तो 5 साल का एवरेज अगर 15 है तो मतलब 4 to 5 क्वेश्चंस लेट्स से क्लाइमो से आया. उसके बाद मॉर्फो से क्वेश्चन आते हैं 2 to 3, बट दिस सेक्शन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट अवर क्लास फ्रॉम फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी. This section, why it is important? Because it sets an understanding background to understand climatology. Okay, if you are not familiar with geomorphology, you cannot understand द स्पेसिफिकेशंस ऑफ क्लाइमेटोलॉजी। ठीक है, तो ज्योग्राफी या किसी भी सब्जेक्ट डोमेन में अगर एक सेक्शन का वेटेज है तो ऐसा नहीं कि हम बाकी सेक्शंस पे लाइमलाइट नहीं डालेंगे, बिकॉज सब्जेक्ट वेटेज इज इंटरलिंक्ड विथ ईच अदर। सो आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग अगर अच्छी है तो आपके लिए बाकी चीज़ें वैसे ही अच्छी हो जाएगी, कॉन्सेप्ट्स अगर क्लियर हैं। और ज्योग्राफी का कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर बहुत रेयरली होता है लोगों को, लोग बस नोट्स रटते हैं एंड दे यूज टू यूज सम हैक्स एंड स्टफ्स लाइक दैट, बट इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग एंड यू विल अवेयर ऑफ द कॉन्सेप्ट्स, राइट। ओशनोग्राफी से क्वेश्चंस 6 to 7 आते हैं। इन द प्रीवियस 5 years अगर एनालिसिस देखें तो 2 to 3 क्वेश्चन यू नीड टू प्रिपेयर फ्रॉम ओशनोग्राफी। बायोज्योग्राफी का एक बहुत बड़ा ओवरलैपिंग हिस्सा हमारे इन्वायरमेंट से आता है, राइट, इन्वायरमेंट एंड इकोलॉजी। बायोज्योग्राफी में आपको इकोसिस्टम, बायोम्स, डोमेन्स ऑफ बायोम्स, ये सारी चीजें पढ़नी पड़ेंगी, रीजन स्पेसिफाइड टू डिफरेंट बायोम्स एंड इकोसिस्टम। सो दिस इज गोइंग टू हेल्प यू फॉर द इन्वायरमेंट क्वेश्चंस। Around 11-12 questions is being asked by UPSC in the current scenario. As I stated, concept clearance and current relevance is the comprehension that is required by UPSC. So environment and eco comprise with biogeography prelims में 11 से 12 क्वेश्चन, हम लोग प्रीलिम्स की बात कर रहे हैं अभी। रिसोर्स और एलोकेशन एक बहुत बड़ा डोमेन आता है आपका, क्योंकि रिसोर्स पे ही आपका जियोपॉलिटिक्स से भी क्वेश्चंस आ जाएगा, ठीक है, कोई करंट इशू पे भी आ जाएगा। तो रिसोर्स से क्वेश्चंस आपके बनते हैं 10 राउंड ऑफ, यस। उसके बाद पॉपुलेशन, माइग्रेशन, ट्रेड, दिस कंटेंट्स 20 क्वेश्चंस, क्योंकि ये इकोनॉमी का भी पार्ट है। आपको एक ही सब्जेक्ट को सिर्फ एक ही जगह कंप्राइज करके यूपीएससी में नहीं पढ़ना है, आपको डायनेमिक्स बढ़ना पड़ेगा, मतलब दैट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ यूपीएससी। सो 20 क्वेश्चंस यहाँ से दैट कंप्राइज ऑफ इकोनॉमी एज वेल, द इकोनॉमिक सेक्शन ऑफ सिलेबस इन यूपीएससी एज वेल। तो ये ट्रेंड एनालिसिस मोटा मोटी वर्ल्ड का है। इन सब को समझने के बाद मैपिंग क्वेश्चंस, ये एक बहुत बड़ा पार्ट आपका प्ले करता है। ऑलमोस्ट यू हैव वर्ल्ड मैप्स ऑफ 11 क्वेश्चंस इन पास्ट 5 years, 11 क्वेश्चंस राउंड ऑफ, चाहे वो पॉलिटी से पूछ लिया जाए, हिस्टोरिकल मैप हो, ज्योग्राफिकल मैप हो, लेकिन मैपिंग क्वेश्चंस तो होगा 11। तो आपका डायमेंशन जो मैप को पढ़ने का हो वो हर सब्जेक्ट के लिए हो, नॉट ओनली इन ज्योग्राफी मैप्स रिक्वायर्ड, ठीक है। पॉलिटी के लिए भी आपको जियोपॉलिटिक्स दिमाग में रखना है, एरियाज, नेबरहुड, ये सारी चीज़ें रखनी है, जोन्स रखने हैं, इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस कौन कौन सी कंट्रीज़ के बिल्ड हैं, उनकी मीटिंग्स कहाँ लेटेस्ट हुई है, किन बातों पे बात हुई है। तो ये सारी आपकी मैपिंग जो है ना वो ब्रशअप कर देगी, ठीक है। सो हर एस्पेक्ट में आपको मैपिंग को भी देखना है, जिसके लिए ज्योग्राफी इज गोइंग टू हेल्प यू इन दैट, आवर क्लासेस इज गोइंग टू हेल्प यू इन दैट। एंड एट प्रोस्पेक्ट, एज यू नो द लोगो, द इंडियाज मोस्ट एक्लेम्ड फैकल्टी, हम पढ़ाने से ज़्यादा कॉन्सेप्ट बिल्ड करने में बिलीव करते हैं। वी टेंड टू बिलीव द कॉन्सेप्ट बिल्डिंग, जो कि ज्योग्राफी का एक खराब कह सकते हैं कि सब्जेक्ट स्ट्रैटेजी है कि बस पढ़ लो, यूपीएससी के लिए चीज़ें रट लो, कॉन्सेप्ट्स नहीं समझ में आते तो उसको साइड कर लो। नो, यू नीड टू बी अवेयर ऑफ द कॉन्सेप्ट्स, नॉट ओनली फॉर द प्रेपरेशन, बिकॉज इट्स अ जर्नी, इट्स अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल जर्नी। और अगर आप लोग यहाँ पे बैठे हैं एंड यू गाइज आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर यूपीएससी, तो यू गाइज आर जेम, तुमने लाइफ की आधी लड़ाई लड़के यहाँ तक पहुँच गए हो, ठीक है। इस देश का कितना 10 लाख पॉपुलेशन हर साल प्रीलिम्स देता है, 10 to 12 लाख फॉर्म भरता है, 6 लाख अपीयर होता है। कितना प्रोपोर्शन है इस देश के पॉपुलेशन का हर साल का हु इज अपीयरिंग प्रीलिम्स? What is the proportion? 0.1% is appearing for prelims, and how many of them are serious aspirants? 2 लाख, अराउंड 2 लाख, ठीक है, सीरियस एस्पिरेंट्स। 4 लाख तो ऐसे ही बस फॉर्म भरते हैं कि 100 रुपये का फॉर्म है, लड़कियों के लिए तो फ्री में है, तो लेट्स जस्ट फिल इट। तो 2 लाख एस्पिरेंट्स में आप भी हैं, एंड यू आर डूइंग बिकॉज यू फाइंड योर सेल्फ स्ट्रॉन्ग टू प्रिपेयर फॉर दिस एग्जामिनेशन। एंड ये जर्नी फ्रॉम मुखर्जी नगर और एनी अदर प्लेस फ्रॉम दिल्ली और एनी अदर प्लेस ऑफ दिस कंट्री इज गोइंग टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम दिस session or from this whatever coaching if you are going to associate with us. No, I am a faculty at Prospect. Prospect has a branch in Delhi, but though I am saying that no, because there are many students sitting in online, they are taking their classes. It's all about the concept clarity that you have in mind. That what is the demand of UPSC? Comprised to the syllabus. बच्चों को पता नहीं होता कि syllabus के साथ हम कैसे strategic बने, है ना? हम किताबें लेके आ जाते हैं, पढ़ना शुरू कर देते हैं, valiantly we start studying, right? But we don't know how we need to be get strategic with the syllabus. तो इसके लिए आपको हमेशा सिलेबस, लोग जो कहते हैं व्हेन आई वाज प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर माय सिविल्स, तो पीपल यूज्ड टू और माय टीचर्स यूज्ड टू से मी कि एवरीथिंग अंडर द सन इज गोइंग टू बी आस्क्ड यूपीएससी. नो, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. इट्स प्रिटी इम्पॉसिबल कि इस धरती पे जितनी चीजें यूपीएससी आपसे सब पूछ ले. नहीं, यूपीएससी ने डिटेल्ड गाइडलाइंस अपने सिलेबस का आपको देकर रखा है. ऑल यू नीड टू बी स्ट्रैटेजिक, ऑल यू नीड टू बी कंप्राइज विद द सिलेबस. ठीक है, तो कहीं से भी तैयारी शुरू हो सकती है, कहीं पे भी बैठ के हो सकते हैं. और कोविड ने तो हमें एक बहुत अच्छी चीज दे दी है, ऑनलाइन, है ना? थैंक्स टू कोविड फॉर दिस ओनली, कि अब ऐसा नहीं कि दिल्ली आके तैयारी करो या कहीं बैठ के. बट या हाँ, एक वी कैन से कि फिजिकल मोड ऑफ लर्निंग का अपना एक अलग फायदा आपको होता है. हाँ, मैं उनके लिए अब, या यू कैन से कि घर से बाहर, और पहला चीज अगर सेल्फ स्टडी के लिए आ रहे हैं, मतलब जितने मेरे फ्रेंड्स दोज हु हैव नॉट बीन एसोसिएटेड विद कोचिंग, उन्होंने सिर्फ टेस्ट सीरीज ज्वाइन किया था यहाँ पे जब आई वाज प्रिपेयरिंग. तो ये था कि ओके, यहाँ पे आपको नोट्स, यहाँ पे रिसोर्सेज आपको इजीली अवेलेबल हैं, पहला चीज. ठीक है, और आपके आसपास वो पढ़ाई का माहौल है. मतलब अगर आप मुखर्जी में भी स्टे कर रहे हैं तो यू नो कि किताबों की दुकानें आपके सामने है. यू सी सीरियस एस्पिरेंट्स, यू सी द पियर एंड द कॉम्पिटिशन, है ना? ओल्ड राजेंद्र नगर, व्हेन आई यूज्ड टू गो देयर फॉर माय क्लासेस और स्टफ, so I used to see some serious aspirants. I met a girl who was married and she has a baby of 2 months, but she was preparing for civils. So these case studies inspire you. These case studies help you in writing your answer in ethics as well. That how much you are dedicated and how much you are relevant for UPSC examination. So yeah, it's good that if you decide for self-study, not joining any coaching, coming for preparation, but yeah, I would say कि फिजिकल लर्निंग क्लास इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, क्योंकि आपकी 70% जो अंडरस्टैंडिंग है वो किसी फैकल्टी या किसी सब्जेक्ट डोमेन से आपको हेल्प मिल जाता है किसी सब्जेक्ट के लिए. आपको जो मेहनत घर पे 200% करना पड़े वो शायद कम हो जाए और वो 30% या 40% ही करनी पड़े आपको. ठीक है, नाउ ये तो वर्ल्ड की बात हुई. अब इंडिया का ट्रेंड एनालिसिस, इंडियन ज्योग्राफी भी एक बहुत बड़ा पार्ट है ना? काम तो एक IAS अधिकारी को इंडिया में ही करना है. IFS बनोगे तो ना बाहर जाओगे. अगर तुम्हें IAS बनना है, DIF फिल करोगे कि इंडिया के अंदर के CSEs को या ऑल इंडिया ग्रुप बी के सर्विसेज ले रहे हो इन स्पाइट ऑफ फॉरेन सर्विसेज, तो ये तो बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करता है. इसका ट्रेंड एनालिसिस, मैपिंग यहाँ पे भी इंपॉर्टेंट है, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. 14 to 15 क्वेश्चंस इन द फोर्थ बैक 5 years. इंडिया का सबसे बड़ा स्पेसिफिकेशन ऑफ क्वेश्चंस जो है वो एग्रीकल्चर से आता है. इसको तुमको 3 जगह पे पढ़ना पड़ेगा. यू नीड टू स्टडी दिस इन द 3 पैटर्न्स. एक तो ज्योग्राफी में पढ़ना ही है, दूसरा इकोनॉमी में पढ़ना है, तीसरा इन्वायरमेंट एंड इकोलॉजी में भी पढ़ना है. क्यों पढ़ना है? एग्रीकल्चर पैटर्न और स्ट्रैटेजीज ने बहुत सारे पॉल्यूशंस को जन्म दिया जो कि हमारे लिए इन्वायरमेंटल क्राइसिस बन गए हैं. यूज ऑफ पेस्टिसाइड्स, फर्टिलाइजर्स, केमिकल्स, है ना? तो आपको ये 3 डोमेन में एग्रीकल्चर को पढ़ना है. तो इसका वेटेज फिर प्रीलिम्स में बहुत बढ़ जाता है. हर तरह से डायमेनिस्टिक बनना पड़ेगा, डायनेमिज्म क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, फिर क्वेश्चंस आते हैं आपके ड्रेनेज सिस्टम. इंडिया की ड्रेनेज सिस्टम पे जो एक वास्ट सब्जेक्ट भी है. जब ड्रेनेज पढ़ रहे होंगे हम लोग, ड्रेनेज 2 मेजर डिविजन्स में डिवाइडेड है. कौन कौन से? हिमालयन और पेनिनसुला, राइट? ये 2 मेन डोमेन्स हैं, इसके 3 ब्रांच हैं. कौन कौन से हैं? गंगा, ब्रह्मपुत्र, BHRAM, ब्रह्मपुत्र, यस। तो इंडस, गंगा एंड ब्रह्मपुत्र इसके 3 डोमेन्स हैं। पेरिनियल रिवर्स हैं, मतलब कि हर सीजन में बहने वाली रिवर को पेरिनियल कहा जाता है। पेनिसुला में मेजर रिवर्स कौन कौन सी हैं? सबसे बड़ी गोदावरी, दक्षिण गंगा जिसको बोला जाता है, कृष्णा, कावेरी, नर्मदा, तापी, महानदी, तुंगभद्रा, कर्नाटका में जो है, राइट। सो दीज आर पेरिनियल कम सीजनल एज वेल, इट्स ब्रांचेस आर सीजनल। तो अगर हम मोटा मोटी देखें तो गंगा का ड्रेनेज पैटर्न को समझना पड़ेगा, और गंगा के ड्रेनेज पैटर्न को अगर पढ़े तो हम पूरा यूपी, बिहार, वेस्ट बंगाल को पढ़ लेते हैं, सॉरी उत्तराखंड भी। यहाँ के एग्रीकल्चर पैटर्न को भी पढ़ लेते हैं, पॉपुलेशन डेंसिटी को पढ़ लेते हैं, डेवलपमेंटल क्राइटेरिया को पढ़ लेते हैं। सो ये देखो, ये तुम्हारा डायनेमिस्टिक अप्रोच बैकग्राउंड ज्योग्राफी सेट किया है, ठीक है। इस तरीके से ही किसी भी सब्जेक्ट को पढ़ना भी है। सो ड्रेनेज से तुम्हारा वेटेज काफी है क्वेश्चंस का, अगर ट्रेंड एनालिसिस को देखें 12 to 14 क्वेश्चंस अगेन। अब आते हैं नेचुरल वेजिटेशन पे। नेचुरल वेजिटेशन से क्वेश्चंस 6 से 7 आते हैं। इंडिया के नेचुरल वेजिटेशन डिविजन्स 7 हैं, जिसको तुम्हें अच्छे से पढ़ना है, उसके क्राइटेरियाज पढ़ने हैं। आता है उसके बाद सॉइल। सॉइल से क्वेश्चंस 4 हैं, सॉइल पैटर्न, सॉइल टाइप, रीजंस, एग्रीकल्चर पैटर्न अगेन एसोसिएटेड है, ठीक है। तो बहुत चीजों में ना सिलेबस छोटा पड़ जाएगा अगर तुम इस तरीके से इंटरलिंकिंग करो। बार बार मैं कॉम्प्रिहेंशन, इंटरलिंकिंग और डायनेमिज्म की बात कर रही हूँ, बिकॉज दैट इज गोइंग टू हेल्प यू टू कंप्राइज योर सिलेबस, ठीक है। वहां पे कम मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी। तो सॉइल पढ़े तो अपने आप एग्रीकल्चर भी पढ़ लेंगे। हाउ वी विल स्टडी एग्रीकल्चर, क्योंकि टाइप ऑफ सॉइल and different types of agriculture pattern. Black soil is for cotton. We are studying from since class 6, right? Alluvial, regar soil is known as black soil. Alluvial soil, alluvium is known for highest irrigation cultivation cropping soil. So that is wheat, that is rice, sugar cane, potato. So इस तरीके से तुम चैनलाइज कर लेते हो अपने प्रेपरेशन स्ट्रैटेजी को। उसके बाद फिजियोग्राफी एक बहुत बड़ा डोमेन है। फिजियोग्राफी से क्वेश्चंस इस ट्रेंड में 5 आते हैं, लेकिन तुम्हें पढ़ना है, बिकॉज दिस इज गोइंग टू सेट द फर्स्ट ब्रॉड बैकग्राउंड फॉर ऑल दीज इन इंडियन ज्योग्राफी। फिजियोग्राफी के लिए समझना बहुत जरूरी है, और एक एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर के लिए तो है ही। भारत दर्शन के लिए जाओगे तो बिना पढ़े भारत दर्शन तो होगा नहीं, पढ़ना पड़ेगा हिमालय क्या है, हिमालय के डिविजन्स क्या हैं, या कोस्टल प्लेन्स क्या हैं, कौन सा डिग्री ऑफ चैनल में कौन सा आइलैंड डिवाइडेड। सो ये सारी चीज़ें तुम्हें समझनी पड़ेगी। अब तक ट्रेंड एनालिसिस को समझने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं, साथ साथ मैपिंग चलेगा। इसके साथ एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ जो तुम्हें समझनी चाहिए कि करंट अफेयर्स को कैसे पढ़ें ज्योग्राफी इन्वायरमेंट के लिए। करंट अफेयर्स से क्वेश्चंस आएंगे कैसे, सपोज कहीं पे कोई एयरपोर्ट बना है, सागरमाला प्रोजेक्ट है, कहीं पे कोई डैम बना, या फिर कहीं पे कोई डेवलपमेंटल ट्रेटी साइन हुई 2 स्टेट्स के बीच में, किसी नदी के लिए, किसी फॉरेस्ट के लिए। अभी मुंबई के आसपास कौन सा फॉरेस्ट है जिसको काटा गया? यस, उसके 70% एरिया को क्या किया गया? डेवलपमेंट के लिए एलोकेट किया गया, राइट, 70%। रिसेंट न्यूज, बांदीपुर नेशनल पार्क, वहां से एक रोड निकाली जा रही है विच इज गोइंग टू कट अराउंड 15,000 ट्रीज। सो ये डेवलपमेंटल इश्यूज जो तुम्हें पढ़ने पड़ेंगे, ये कहां से आएगा? डेली के एडिटोरियल से। प्रॉस्पेक्ट का वीकली करंट अफेयर्स भी है जो संडे को आता है, दैट इज अ मैगजीन, कंसिस्ट ऑफ सेवरल डोमेन्स ऑफ यूपीएससीज एडिटोरियल्स। बट अगर इफ यू आर अ हिंदी मीडियम स्टूडेंट तो भी तुम्हें एडिटोरियल्स पढ़ने पड़ेंगे, क्योंकि अंग्रेजी की परीक्षा तो दोगे ना, वो बेसिक क्वालिफिकेशन तो करनी पड़ेगी, और उसके लिए भी तुम्हें हेल्प कौन करेगा? एडिटोरियल करेगा, राइट? तो कोई भी एक अखबार अच्छी सी उठा लो, इंडियन एक्सप्रेस शुरू करो इफ यू आर अ लर्नर इन इंग्लिश, और एल्स इफ यू फाइंड योर सेल्फ गुड विथ इंग्लिश, so you can pick Hindu or any other, Times of India, anything that has some relevant editorials. When I was preparing, I picked Hindu, और कुछ जैसे क्लासेस में डिस्कस होते थे एडिटोरियल्स, तो मैं इंडियन एक्सप्रेस रेफर करती थी साइड से, बट आई वॉज यूजिंग द हिंदू बिकॉज आई वॉज वेरी गुड विद द इंग्लिश थिंग, तो मेरे लिए कभी कोई दिक्कत की बात नहीं थी. बट कोई भी हिंदी माध्यम का बच्चा अगर सोच रहा है कि अंग्रेजी में वो एग्जाम लिखे, क्योंकि कुछ होते हैं ना कि हिंदी मीडियम के बच्चे भी हैं, दे थॉट ऑफ गिविंग द एग्जाम इन इंग्लिश मीडियम बिकॉज आई एम गोइंग टू टेक योर क्लास इन इंग्लिश मीडियम, लेकिन प्रॉपर इंग्लिश मीडियम नहीं होगा, हिंदी होगा उसमें, हिंदी ऑब्वियसली इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो और मुखर्जी नगर में बच्चे वैसे ही, बट किसी ने दे हैव गिव अ थॉट कि हम हिंदी माध्यम के बच्चे हैं लेकिन हमें एग्जाम अंग्रेजी माध्यम में देना है, तो उसके लिए आई वुड सजेस्ट कि इंडियन एक्सप्रेस बहुत अच्छी अखबार जो है वो साबित होती है आपके बिगनिंग के लिए. बाकी अंग्रेजी का थोड़ा बहुत सीखने के लिए आप 2-3 एप्लीकेशंस इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, लाइंस बना के ट्रांसलेशंस, गूगल ट्रांसलेशन आपके लिए मददगार होगा. अगर आप हिंदी में सपोज एक ऐसे लिख दिया, आप उसको इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेट कीजिए और देखिए कि अच्छा इसमें मैं क्या क्या क्लैरिफिकेशंस और कर सकता हूँ. सो दिस इज अ बिगनिंग स्ट्रैटेजी, एंड फ्रॉम द डे फर्स्ट आई एम गोइंग टू गिव यू द मेन्स प्रैक्टिस, क्योंकि लिखना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. मेन्स की प्रैक्टिस फ्रॉम द डे फर्स्ट, लाइक फ्रॉम टुमारो इफ आई एम टेकिंग योर क्लास ऑफ द ओरिजिन एंड इवोल्यूशन ऑफ योर अर्थ, so I am going to give you 2 practice of prelims and 2 practice of mains that I am going to discuss, right? So ये trend analysis के बाद हम आते हैं focus on current relevance, map mind we have already discussed. geography के prelims का in focus है, notification clear state कर देता है क्या है prelims का एक लाइन का syllabus, physical, इकोनॉमिक, सोशल ज्योग्राफी. इंडिया एंड वर्ल्ड, इसको डिलिनिएट ऑलरेडी हमने कर लिया है, ठीक है. सेवरल क्लासेस में धीरे धीरे हम पढ़ेंगे. इफ यू आर गोइंग टू ज्वाइन द प्रोस्पेक्ट फॉर द फर्स्ट, मतलब हमने टाइमलाइन डिस्कस किया है, ये हमारी कोचिंग ने ये मॉडल इंट्रोड्यूस किया है दैट वी आर गोइंग टू डू इज की 15 ब्लॉक्स फॉर योर ज्योमॉर्फोलॉजी, लाइक 15 क्लासेस कंप्लीटली डेडिकेटेड टू ज्योमॉर्फोलॉजी, अंडरस्टैंडिंग कॉन्सेप्ट्स फ्रॉम द बेसिक टू द पिनाकल, ठीक है, टू द टॉप. सो या ये 15 क्लासेस आपके मॉर्फो के होंगे, विच मीन्स इट इज गोइंग टू कवर योर फिजिकल, दैट विल सेट योर बैकग्राउंड फॉर इकोनॉमिक and social geography in relevance to mains as well, because mains का syllabus अगर हम लोग बात करें तो थोड़ा डिटेल में वो बात करता है. क्या है mains डिटेल? साइलेंट फीचर्स ऑफ वर्ल्ड फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी अगेन है ना, अगर मेंस की बात करें. लेट्स कम टू द मेन सिलेबस. प्रीलिम्स तो डिस्कस कर लिया, उसका ट्रेंड एनालिसिस कर लिया, लेट्स कम टू मेंस, क्योंकि मेंस ज्योग्राफी का सिर्फ जीएस पेपर 1 नहीं है, ओवरलैपिंग विद जीएस पेपर 3 एज वेल, राइट. जीएस पेपर 1 एंड 3, इन दोनों में आपकी ज्योग्राफी जो है वो काम में आने वाली है, क्योंकि सिर्फ ज्योग्राफी ही नहीं, इन्वायरमेंट, इकोलॉजी, डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट, इकोनॉमी, ये सारी चीजें आपको कंबाइनली पढ़नी है. तो पेपर 1 में क्या है? पहला है साइलेंट फीचर्स ऑफ वर्ल्ड फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी. साइलेंट फीचर्स ऑफ वर्ल्ड फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी. साइलेंट फीचर्स क्या है वर्ल्ड फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी के? लैंडफॉर्म्स, क्या? माउंटेन और प्लेटूज, वैलीज, प्लेन्स और एनी लाइक टोपोग्राफीज। उसके बाद बे, स्ट्रेट, इंट्रूसिव लैंडफॉर्म्स की बात करें तो तुम्हारा ग्राउंड के नीचे कितनी इंट्रूसिव लैंडफॉर्म्स है, राइट, सेल डाइक, स्टैलेक्टाइट, स्टैलेग्माइट्स, ये सारी चीजें, डोलोड्रम्स, ये सब आता है तुम्हारे लैंडफॉर्म्स में। एक्सट्रूसिव में तो ये आ गया, इंट्रूसिव में फिर वो सारे आ गए। सो बेसिकली देर आर टू लैंडफॉर्म्स, इंट्रूसिव एंड एक्सट्रूसिव। इंट्रूसिव इन है मतलब अंदर की तरफ, एक्स है तो बाहर, अर्थ के बाहर कौन से लैंडफॉर्म्स हैं। तो पहला साइलेंट फीचर लैंडफॉर्म्स है। इसके साथ जियोमॉर्फिक प्रोसेस वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, क्योंकि ये नहीं पढ़ेंगे तो लैंडफॉर्म समझ में नहीं आएगा। जियोमॉर्फिक प्रोसेस में क्या आता है, वेदरिंग आ गया, इरोजन आ गया, मास वेस्टिंग आ गया। सो ये सारे जियोमॉर्फिक प्रोसेस है, यानी कि जो डे टू डे एक्टिविटीज आप देख रहे हैं ना अर्थ में, रिवर बह रही है, क्या कर रही है, इरोड कर रही है, डिपोजिशन हो रहा है ना, कहीं से चीजें निकाल के कहीं पे डिपॉजिट कर रही है। तभी तो ये सॉइल प्लेटफॉर्म्स बने, जो सेंट्रल इंडिया का सॉइल प्लेटफॉर्म्स था, ये क्यों बना, क्योंकि जियोमॉर्फिक प्रोसेस कंटिन्यूएशन ऑफ एक्टिविटी में काम किया, तभी आपका गंगा प्लेन आके बना है। और इतनी बड़ी वास्ट एक्सपेंशन ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर एक्टिविटीज जो आप देख रहे हैं आज, जिसके पीछे का जो पूरा पूरा हाथ है जियोमॉर्फिक प्रोसेस है। ड्रेनेज ने इरोड किया माउंटेन डस्ट को और उसको सॉइल फॉर्म में लाके डिपॉजिट कर दिया, चाहे वो डेल्टा ही बनाया हो, चाहे वो एस्चुरी बना हो, चाहे वो आपका प्लेन एरियाज में ऑक्सबो लेक्स हो, है ना, कोई भी लैंडफॉर्म, ड्रेनेज लैंडफॉर्म्स भी है या जितने भी तरह के लैंडफॉर्म्स है, उसका कंटिन्यूएशन जो है जियोमॉर्फिक प्रोसेस ने किया। ठीक है, वेदर फिजिकल, केमिकल, बायोलॉजिकल वेदरिंग, वेदर मास वेस्टिंग, वेदर लैंडस्लाइड, वेदर इरोजन, एनी कॉन्सेप्ट। ओके, तो ये सब हम फिजिकल साइलेंट फीचर्स ऑफ वर्ल्ड फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी में समझने वाले हैं। ठीक है, दूसरा आता है वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, करंट रेलेवेंस क्वेश्चंस इसमें से मेंस में बनते हैं। तो सेकंड पॉइंट ऑफ द सिलेबस नोटिफिकेशन, क्योंकि ज्योग्राफी की बात सिर्फ ये सब स्टूडेंट सोचते हैं कि अरे ये क्या इंट्रूसिव एक्सट्रूसिव लैंडफॉर्म्स या वॉल्केनो या अर्थक्वेक क्या ही हेल्प करने वाला है, ये आपको हेल्प करने वाला है रिसोर्स को स्टडी करने के लिए। जो सेकंड पॉइंट है दैट इज रिसोर्स एलोकेशन इन मेन सिलेबस, रिसोर्स एलोकेशन एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन। ठीक है, ये अगर ज्योग्राफिकल कॉन्सेप्ट्स को क्लियर नहीं किया तो इसको हम नहीं समझ सकते हैं। ठीक है, लैंडफॉर्म्स, लेट्स से डिजर्टिफिकेशन और सैलिनिटी की बात करें तो डिजर्ट एरिया कहाँ पे है, साउथ ईस्ट एशियन कंट्री या फिर मिडिल ईस्ट कंट्रीज, मिडिल ईस्ट कंट्रीज, राइट। सो मिडिल ईस्ट कंट्रीज डिजर्ट है, बट ऑयल, इसने क्या किया, एक थ्योरी को जन्म दे दिया, पॉसिबिलिज्म दे दिया, कि हम सोचते थे कि अरे रेगिस्तान में रहना मुश्किल है, लेकिन इसने क्या किया, जहां पे भी ऑयल एक्सपोर्टिंग इंडस्ट्रीज बना वहां पे पैसा आया, पैसे ने क्या किया, एक इन्वायरमेंट सेट कर दिया पॉसिबिलिज्म का। क्या, तो गर्मी में बुर्ज खलीफा बन गया है, मल्टी स्टोरी बिल्डिंग, वहां पे एसी है, गाड़ी में एसी है, पार्किंग में एसी है। तो क्या हुआ, एक इन्वायरमेंट हमने क्रिएट कर दिया, कैसे, एक रिसोर्स की वजह से। एलोकेशन एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ने क्या किया, एक वास्ट एक्सपेंशन ऑफ चैनल दिया। सऊदी अरेबिया आज क्या है, वहां पे लोगों के घरों में सोने के नल लगे हुए हैं, क्यों, बिकॉज ऑफ रिसोर्स, राइट। सो इस तरीके से आप मेंस का सेकंड, बिकॉज इसमें आपका करंट रेलेवेंस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, यानी कि करंट अफेयर्स जो है वो आपको यहाँ पे हेल्प करने वाला है। वर्ल्ड तो पढ़ना ही है एलोकेशंस को, उसके साथ यूपीएससी ने क्लियर किया है साउथ एशियन कंट्रीज कौन कौन सी है, इंडोनेशिया है, लाओस, कंबोडिया, म्यांमार, है ना, इंडोनेशिया, थाईलैंड, सिंगापुर, राइट। सो ये सारे कंट्रीज जो हैं साउथ एशियन कंट्रीज, इनके रिसोर्स एलोकेशन को हमें क्लियरली बहुत क्लोजली समझना पड़ेगा। कहाँ से आएगा, फिर से मैपिंग दिमाग में डाल लो, ये पूरा बेल्ट जो है ये साउथ एशियन कंट्रीज का है। दिस इज इंडियन सब कॉन्टिनेंट, यहां से शुरू होता है बांग्लादेश, म्यांमार, ठीक है, और ये पूरा बेल्ट जो है तुम्हारा, यहाँ पे सिंगापुर है, दिस इज इंडोनेशिया, यहाँ पे तुम्हारा क्या है, बे ऑफ बंगाल है, एंड दिस होल डोमेन कंसिस्ट ऑफ साउथ एशियन कंट्रीज, ठीक है। थोड़ा सा ईस्ट की तरफ जापान भी है, कॉर्ड के साथ हमारे साथ मिला हुआ है। तो यहाँ पे देखो कॉर्ड भी बन रहा है, अगर मैप पे भी हम समझ रहे हैं तो कॉर्ड 4 कंट्रीज के बीच में बना है। लेट्स डिस्कस ऑन कॉर्ड कि तुम्हारा मैपिंग तुमको कैसे हेल्प करने वाला है, और इसमें जियोपॉलिटिक्स कैसे है। एक टॉपिक उठा लेते हैं कोई भी, तो हमने उठाया कॉर्ड। कॉर्ड एक एसोसिएशन है, अगर तुम करंट अफेयर्स फॉलो कर रहे हो, 4 कंट्रीज ने बनाई है इसको। किसने किसने बनाई है, यूएसए, क्यों बनाया, मैप का क्या इंपॉर्टेंस है इसमें, ये कॉर्ड बनने में। लेट्स से, हाँ चलो पहले, हाँ चाइना को तो हटाना ही है ना, वो तो पूरे दुनिया ने कोविड के बाद तय कर ही लिया है। यहाँ अच्छा देखो ज्योग्राफी के रेलेवेंस में पढ़ते हैं, ये देखो यहाँ पे ऑस्ट्रेलिया है, ठीक है, ऑस्ट्रेलियन कॉन्टिनेंट। जापान इस जगह पे है ना। आप बेरिंग स्ट्रेट के इस तरफ चले जाओ, बेरिंग स्ट्रेट डिवाइड्स द वेस्ट एंड ईस्ट पार्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, ये पता है, एक स्ट्रेट है, एक लाइन है जो समय सीमा को काट देती है। यहाँ पे तुम्हारा यूएसए है, ठीक है, जस्ट हियर यू हैव इंडिया। ये क्या है, साउथ चाइना सी, जिसमें चाइना का दबदबा बहुत बढ़ रहा है। यूएस ने बोला कि नहीं, ये नहीं करने देंगे, तो इसके आसपास जितने देश हैं जो थोड़े ताकतवर हैं भैया, उनसे बात करो एंड लेट्स मेक एन एसोसिएशन टू काउंटर चाइना बैक। सो यहाँ पे मैप ने तुमको हेल्प किया, ज्योग्राफिकल मैप ने समझने के लिए कि कॉर्ड कैसे फॉर्म हुआ, यूएस की आइडियोलॉजी की सारे बड़े बड़े देशों को इस एरिया के जोड़ लो। जापान सबसे बड़ा, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, इंडिया इज ऑल्सो इमर्जिंग एंड यूएस है ही, ठीक है। सो दिस इज गोइंग टू हेल्प यू मैपिंग, क्या इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस, इंटरनेशनल एसोसिएशंस, जियोपॉलिटिक्स, आईआर, इन सबको समझने के लिए, ठीक। तो ये मेंस का रिसोर्स एलोकेशन और उसके बारे में था। नाउ सेक्टर्स ऑफ इकोनॉमी, ज्योग्राफी में हम इसको भी पढ़ते हैं और लेकर आते हैं। सेक्टर्स ऑफ इकोनॉमी क्यों पढ़ते हैं ज्योग्राफी में, जब हम लोग थोड़ा सा इकोनॉमिक ज्योग्राफी को पढ़ेंगे ना, तो हमें पता चलेगा कि ज्योग्राफिकल एलोकेशंस बहुत जरूरी है इंडस्ट्री के बिल्डअप के लिए। क्या क्या, कहीं पे भी कोई इंडस्ट्री बनी, लेट्स से कानपुर को ही लेते हैं। कानपुर क्यों फेमस था आज से 10 साल पहले, फॉर अ वेरी स्पेसिफिक इंडस्ट्री। विच वॉज द इंडस्ट्री, व्हाट इज द इंडस्ट्री, लेदर इंडस्ट्री। लेदर के लिए कानपुर बहुत फेमस था, लेकिन वाटर स्कार्सिटी की वजह से इस इंडस्ट्री को कानपुर शहर के बाहर करना पड़ा, ठीक है। थैंक यू। हाँ ठीक, ओके, लेट्स एंड दिस एंड देन आई एम गोइंग टू टेक 5 minutes ब्रेक। ओके, लेदर इंडस्ट्री बहुत ज्यादा फ्लरिश थी कानपुर में, क्यों, ज्योग्राफिकल एलोकेशंस की वजह से। पहला, कानपुर इज अ सेंटर सिटी, है ना, तो कोई भी अगर वेबर्स की थ्योरी इकोनॉमिक ज्योग्राफी को पढ़े ना, तो कोई भी स्पेशल इकोनॉमिक जोन जो है वो कहीं किसी सेंटर पे ही शुरू होता है, सेंटर एलोकेशन चाहिए ज्योग्राफी, ठीक है। कोई भी स्पेशल इकोनॉमिक जोन किसी भी एरिया के सेंटर से शुरू होता है, ठीक है। जैसे दिल्ली सेंटर है, उसके आसपास सैटेलाइट जोन्स हैं, गुड़गांव, नोएडा, गाजियाबाद, फरीदाबाद, बट दिल्ली इज अ सेंटर स्पेशल इकोनॉमिक जोन। सिमिलरली कानपुर वो सेंटर बना, पहला चीज एलोकेशन ऑफ इंडस्ट्री। दूसरा, वाटर, क्यों, पानी था, लेदर इंडस्ट्री का सबसे बड़ा कंजप्शन पानी है बिकॉज ऑफ द ड्रेनेज पैटर्न इन यूपी, इसलिए कानपुर को चुना गया, ठीक है। तीसरा लेबर कॉस्ट, है ना, शहर है तो लोग आएंगे, माइग्रेशन होगा, लोग काम करेंगे, लेबर कॉस्ट सस्ता था। रहने के लिए, बसाने के लिए शहर है, रेलवेज है, यानी कि ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, राइट। सो ये जो तुम्हारा ये पूरा, मैंने एक एग्जांपल तुम्हें प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल दिया है, क्यों समझाने के लिए कि सेक्टर्स ऑफ इकोनॉमी भी ज्योग्राफी का एक बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा है, जो हम लोग इकोनॉमिक ज्योग्राफी में ओवरलैपिंग में समझने की कोशिश करेंगे इस क्लास के बाद, आफ्टर दिस क्लास। ओके, क्लियर। दूसरा मेंस का जो बुलेट पॉइंट है सिलेबस का, वो है सेक्टर्स ऑफ इकोनॉमी, फैक्टर्स इन्फ्लुएंस सेक्टर्स ऑफ इकोनॉमी। ठीक है, आई एम टेकिंग ब्रेक ऑफ 5 मिनट्स। आप लोग तब तक अपने नोट्स को रिवाइज। ओके, सो या सिंसियर अपॉलजी टू द ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स for the difficulties they are facing. Okay, we'll begin it for the further. So we were discussing the third notification described by UPSC for the main syllabus. And the fourth one is important geophysical phenomena such as earthquake, tsunami, cyclones. So these are the basic geophysical phenomena that you have to study and understand the concepts of geophysical phenomena. The third notification of main syllabus is important geophysical phenomena. What are these? Yes? Winds? No. Wind can be the componential part of the phenomena. Okay? It is not a phenomena. ठीक है? Earthquake? Volcano? Storms? These are the geophysical phenomena of world and India premises as well. Okay, so these are the geophysical phenomena that you need to understand the concepts, meanings and the clarity and the current arrivals of any of them in any part of the world. That is going to be covered from your current affairs, right? Now next, geographical features and their locations including. So locations in geography is very important. Let's say you have to learn the different airports, different seaports, different water bodies, water paths, ice caps, mountain ranges. So these are the geographical locations that UPSC asks in mains. अब सीधा geographical locations nobody is going to ask you that tell me where Ural mountain situated, या discuss the specifications of Ural mountains, या discuss the specifications of Himalayan mountains. No, they are going to ask you in the comprehensive manner and the current relevance basically. Let's say question can be asked from the geographical location that how Malacca Strait is important in building the trade bloc in Southeast Asian countries. How? The first word is how. So yeah, for writing the mains question, you need to be specified that what is the demand of the question. How, or discuss, or explain, criticize, elucidate. So these are the basic general terms. That is the first word of your question. Examine, yes. Deliver. So you need to understand ki what is the demand of the question. Har jagah pe, you cannot put everything in a question. You need to be comprised with the demand of the question. So here, how? The question is how. So first you need to allocate the Malacca Strait in Southeast Asian country. You need to see the neighboring states that is expanding around the Malacca Strait. What are the trade blocks that can be set there? Okay. So these are the specifications you need to understand once the mains domain geographical locations you are studying. So this is the mains practice question you can write. How Malacca Strait, how Malacca Strait is important in building the trade bloc in Southeast Asian countries. Trade bloc in Southeast Asian countries. I'm going to repeat the question for online students. How Malacca Strait is important in building the trade bloc in Southeast Asian countries. Okay? Should I repeat it once? How Malacca Strait is important in building the trade bloc in Southeast Asian countries. The word limit should be 250 words and you need to write it. Okay? So how you are going to write the question? Let's bifurcate the writing of question. Okay? First you will go and check into the map section where exactly Malacca Strait locates. Okay? What are the basic specific countries that neighborhoods Malacca Strait? What is the percentage of trade cargo ships are being transported to Southeast Asian countries from different zones of the world? What are the trade allocations that is required in those countries? And how it can be built and implanted with a cooperation, like a zonal cooperation or regional cooperation. So these are the basic key points you need to keep in your mind while writing the answer of this question. Okay? Clear? The approach of mains answer writing. Thoda sa background. You can write the background, you can write the concept, you can write the location, and with the resource allocation and geographical allocation. These two has to be comprehensively taken care of. Okay? Now, this was GS paper 1 that we were discussing. We are discussing now GS paper 3. Because many subject overlapping or hybrids questions are being asked from GS paper 3. Yeah. So GS paper 3, the first notification is disaster management. Disaster management, disasters and disaster management. Disasters and disaster management. Okay? So what are disasters? Sorry, I'm not getting you. Please be loud. Yes? There are two types, right? Man-made and natural. So in natural, flood comprehensively can be man-made because using a revival of flood basins for urbanization development, so that also lead to flood. Landslides, right? Both are complementary. Natural disasters are complementary to man-made post effects, right? So ये एक dynamism बनाना. दो types तो है. उसके बाद cyclones, that are also devastating. Earthquakes, geophysical phenomena, fire, right? So these are disasters. Once you study about disasters, you need to understand what is the management of disaster. Because if you become an IAS of any district and that is prone to any disaster, right? Suppose you go to where? Uttarakhand or Himachal Pradesh. Dehradun is your district cadre. Uttarakhand is your cadre. So landslide is a very prone disaster to Uttarakhand. So how you are going to manage your district? So you need to understand it while in the preparation, that what is the management, what are the mitigation strategies, how you are going to allocate the people if the people of your region, of your district is facing any disaster. So this comes under the management and the strategies. Okay. First, this section is overlapped in geography, right? Because we have already studied this in geophysical phenomena. Okay. Next, infrastructure. Infrastructure has relevance again with current affairs. क्योंकि UPSC is not going to ask infrastructure that has been passed 25 years ago. UPSC is very current with the approach of asking it. So what is infrastructure? Port, airports. Port means seaport. Here I mean to say seaports. Okay. Airports, railways, roadways, pipelines. Okay. River development, river transport development. क्या है ये रिवर ट्रांसपोर्ट डेवलपमेंट? सागरमाला प्रोजेक्ट. I think this won't be visible here. River transport development is Sagar Mala project. Current issues. What are the developmental strategies we need to put for building the infrastructure? So yeah, the second notification in GS paper 3 comes under the geography domain that we need to understand, right? Third is major crops and crop patterns of our country. Cropping pattern in various parts of the country. The third notification of GS3 overlaps in geography. So yeah, you need to be very peculiar with the overlapping subject domains. Third notification in GS paper 3 is crops and cropping pattern. Okay. So here what comes under geography? Agricultural classification of land and soil division of India. Correct? With it, the subdivisions, technological issues, irrigational issues, chemical and fertilizer issues, and the related problems. Okay, the hybrid sees that what is the pollution that is being catered and we need to look after when we are in the 4th phase and 5th phase of green revolution. Okay. After that, we need to know food security of country. This comes under economy and society, but geography gives you a background because food security and self-sufficiency comes under agriculture, right? You need to know the food allocations of the country, that what is the staple food, where it is being grown, what are the agriculture allocations, and then you can strategize the food security if you become an administrator of any district, right? So food security. After that, the very important part that domains under biogeography is conservation. Hope the online students, I can write it at the top. Conservation, environmental pollution, environmental pollution. This is also has been set a background in biogeography. Okay, clear with the GS3 paper notification, GS1 paper notification. So you need to understand that how you are going to make yourself dynamic, comprehend while preparing for geography as a subject. Okay, and geography, environment, ecology, disaster management combinedly. That is going to help you. GS paper, in GS paper 2, it is going to help you in international relations and geopolitics. Okay. Now let's discuss one mains question that is going to help you to put a right approach in mains answer writing. Then we'll discuss 2 or 3 prelims questions for online students as well. And after that, I'm going to detail you the background of geography, that in the next lecture what I'm going to teach you. Okay. So mains question. 2017 question for mains is, what is water stress? Write down the question. Online students also write down the question. What is water stress? How and why does it differ regionally in India? How and why it is regionally differ in India? This is a main question asked. See here, overlapping of geography and economy. Okay, so you need to be understandable with the few concepts, like what is the meaning of water stress, what is the meaning of scarcity. Suppose here the question is scarcity, then you don't need to stress on water stress. So scarcity means deficiency of water, lack, right? There's a lack of water, but stress doesn't show lack, it shows the concentration and burden over water and its uses, right? Let's say water scarcity is in Rajasthan. Okay, practically let's see. The scarcity of water is in Rajasthan. Why? Because it lies in the arid area, rainfall is low, scanty rainfall. But water is stressed where? Maharashtra, UP, Tamil Nadu. So clear with the practical differentiation of stress and scarcity? है ना? Clear? Stress means where the burden over water is very diversified. Scarcity means lack. There is a lack and deficiency of water. So scarcity, water scarcity we can see in Rajasthan, and water stress we can see in Maharashtra, UP and Tamil Nadu. So the question is here, that mains question UPSC asked you that what is water stress. You can write this in your copy. Online students also write this in your copy. You have to write the second question for today's exercise. Have you written, everyone? Everyone written? Should I say it again? What is water stress? How and why it is regionally differ in India? So let's say we need to set a background. The first question, see here, the 2 questions are here for the mains. So you need to bifurcate the question. 250 words you need to write the answer. First 50 word for 40 to 50 word for the definition. What is water stress? Okay. So yeah, overburdening and expansion use of water with the population concentration is called water stress. Okay, very clear? How and why it is regionally different in India? So here 2 questions, why and how. So this is how you need to bifurcate the question. You need to bifurcate the questions into segments so that you can create a beautiful answer out of it. Okay. So yeah, how and why. So this is our country basically. This is how, right? The north belt, I don't have the board proper, but yeah, basic raw India is this. This is the western part. This is the northeastern part, southern part, central part and northern part. We cannot say the water stress is in the northern part because here the precipitation is in snowfall and hailstorm. Okay. In the western part, regionally differ in India. Let's say first the western part. Map. Let's see the mapping. So in western part, what happens? The rainfall occurs in leeward side. Leeward means where the wind is bifurcated into different direction. That is the leeward side. Okay. So western parts, let's say Marathawada and Vidarbha in Maharashtra has always water stress and water tension. In 2016 and 17, you must have been seen in news that trains are being started for transportation of waters in buckets. Have you seen the photos and images to Vidarbha and Marathawada? Why? Because there is a water stress. Why it is being created? Due to the less rainfall and leeward side, because this is the leeward side, this is the windward side. Always rainfall occurs this side, not this side. And here it's situated Vidarbha and Marathawada. Okay. So water tension due to the arid and semi-arid zone. Same with Rajasthan. Now let's talk about the central part of the area. Here the orographic rainfall means direct evaporation and condensation. That's called orographic rainfall. It happens in central India. But why in central India there is a water stress? Because of population. The concentration of population in UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana is very high. So that tends to, just imagine, we are talking about water stress to the parts that is mostly fortuned and favored with the drainage part. Central India has a very favorable drainage part, Sapt Sindhu from the time of history, right? But still we are talking about the water stress. Here 3 or more diversification of answer comes out, the allocation of resource. We are failed to allocate the resource. We are failed in water preservation. We are failed in watershed management. That's why in central India there is water stress. Okay. After that, pollution is a very crucial role plays. Grey water is an issue because what we do, we sanitize ourselves and ground our sewage systems. So that what it made the pure water into grey water. So mains question has been asked about the issue of grey water as well. What is grey water or what is grey groundwater? So it is basically our sewage water that intermix with groundwater and that tends to grey water. Okay. So central India, population, western India because of the zone, climatic zone, there is a water stress and tension. In northeast, development is an issue. Population is less, water and rainfall is high. But here also there is a water stress. Why? Because we are not able to develop this region with the water conservation management. So regionally we have different issues related to water stress, right? And we need to specify its allocation. After that, southern India. Southern India has erratic rainfall. Erratic means on interval basis, right? Slow, less, minimal. So Chennai, it was, this is basically Tamil Nadu, no? So here it is, no? Okay. This is here. You are saying, you can come and say here, it's okay. You can come and allocate as well. Okay. So Chennai in 2017 for the water stress, right? Same happened in Cape Town in Africa, South Africa. Water stress internationally. Same happened in this region. What is this region? North Africa. So water stress is very major on world level in North Africa. And India ranks 13 in water stress on the world global arena. Okay. So this is how you need to set your answer in regional patterns. Okay. So 2 questions I have already given. What are 2 questions for mains writing practice? Second one is what is water stress? How and why it is regionally different in India. Okay. The first question is how Malacca Strait important in building trade bloc in Southeast Asian countries? These two questions are your today's main writing practice. Fine. Now let's discuss the prelims questions. Okay, we have discussed about Turkey, the location of Turkey. The second question is from the chapter 1 that I'm going to discuss tomorrow and today itself some bits. So the question is, you can write in your copy as well, because always see the questions. That is going to help you for your preparation. After that, we are going to discuss about the resources, that what are the resources you need to pick for the preparation of geography. So the question is, which of the following phenomena, you can write, online students also can write. Which of the following phenomena might have influenced the evolution of organisms? First chapter, prelims question. Evolution of organisms. This is the prelims question. So there are basically 4 options you have. First is continental drift. Second is glacial cycles. Third is degassing. Fourth is temperature change. So this is how you have to build your comprehension skill while solving the prelims questions. You need to build your understanding with continental drift theory. What is glacial cycle with geological date line cycles? What is degassing? Degassing is basically a process when the primordial state of a planet started degassing. Yeah, changes to nitrogen and oxygen. Helium and hydrogen left out from the atmosphere, and nitrogen and oxygen came down in. Okay. Last is temperature change. Now see the question here. What is the question? Which of the following phenomena might have influenced the evolution of, not the origin? So you need to be clear with the every question. Here it is not asking the origin. Because if they have asked about the origin, so we must have seen temperature change and degassing as an important criteria. Here it is asked evolution. So evolution has specification with continental drift and glacial cycles. The continent itself drifted. One is in the North Pole, second is in the South Pole, East and West poles, right? So the climatic delineation and configurations led to different races in the world. Caucasoids in Europe, Negroids in Africa, Mongoloids in China and the Chinese belt, Mongolian belt, right? Dravidians and Aryans, Sino-Tibetans in Tibet and Indian subcontinent, right? So evolution has a very specific pre-effect in continental drift, okay? Glacial cycles. So when you study geological cycles, when you come to study with me in the next class, that has different epoch and eras and cycles as well, like Mesogenic, Paleogenic. So this glacial cycle helps in what? Evolution of people. First, at the glacial cycle, people were at very high heights. Okay, they were into the temperature where they can lead their life in minus 50 degree as well. So with the temperature expansion, the glacial cycle decreases and the evolution of people tend to serve in other parts of the world. So these two are the answer. So you need to develop your comprehension skill this much with each and every topic, right? So that you can set your understanding with geography and solving the prelims question. ठीक है? with the mains comprehension, with the prelims comprehension and understanding. In the mains, answer writing approach, background, meaning, definition and current relevance. Okay. And in prelims, you need to understand the peculiarity of the question. Okay. Every word has a meaning. So you need to understand that. So we are going to discuss how we are going to tackle and solve and decode the question's meaning. Right? Now let's talk about the resources. Because it's very important to know the resource part from where we are going to study the different aspects of geography. So the first book or the holy or the Bible book we can say is NCERT's. Because NCERT, the association of NCERT has done with geography very beautifully designed the book from 6 to 12. 6 to 12 standard and book list. Resources and book list. 6 to 12 NCERTs. This is going to set your basic general understanding of the subject. Right? 6 to 12 NCERTs. These are called the Bible. So first you need to prepare yourself with 6 to 12. And that is going to be done in the class itself. After then, Oxford Atlas, School Atlas. School Atlas, orange book or green book of Atlas, whether in Hindi or English, anything you can pick. After that, once you finish your basic general understanding with the NCERTs, but you have to keep it always with you. Syllabus plus question analysis is very important. It's not like, again I'm saying that if you study D.R. Khuller contains page 750 or 800 pages, you are not allowed to read the whole book. You need to be comprised with the syllabus and the question analysis. Okay. So this is under your resource and book list. Keep the syllabus of geography and mains and prelims. Okay. And the questions. After that, once you finish your background with it, you get familiar with the syllabus, you get familiar with the questions. After that, you have a book, G.C. Leong for English medium students. Physical geography. Because this is a very beautiful book designed to give you a general understanding of physical geography for English medium. For Hindi medium and English as well, Savinder Singh, which I have been picked up. Savinder Singh, the medium is in both Hindi and English. Okay. Anything you can use. For physical geography we talk. Now for social and economic geography, what we are going to use for the resource list? Mazid Hussain, Human Geography. Human Geography, Mazid Hussain. But you don't need to read the whole book. You have to be comprised with the UPSC syllabus. That is a basic course strategy, right? You don't need to study races or religion here. You need to study the economic premises, okay? The resource allocation from this book. After that, India. India's weight content is not that much in terms of prelims, but it means the answers are being asked from the dynamic version. So for your general basic understanding and the vast expansion, D.R. Khuller, Geography of India. Not the whole book I'm saying, comprised with the syllabus that I'm going to detail you. Okay, what is the demand of the syllabus in UPSC? If you buy coaching notes on any coaching center, then it is sufficient or not? See, coaching notes are that is going to apt you, or that is going to help you in the basic understanding. But yeah, the marker is, I think, the ink. So coaching material is not enough for the preparation of any domain subject. I'm always saying in the prospect IAS, always maintain, whether your polity faculty or your history faculty or with geography with me, NCRTs are the basic Bible of any subject preparation. Okay. Notes are being made out of these. Right? Notes are being made out of these resource lists. Let's say if I'm saying you that, okay, you can refer the prospect IAS notes for geography, polity and history, of course you should. For a content management thing, because that is going to suffice your content, but your general understanding is going to made out of NCRTs. Again, I'm repeating, NCRTs. In geography, I can say that because it is beautifully designed. Okay? So yeah, the question from the online student that if you buy coaching notes of any coaching center, then it is sufficient or not? No, it is not sufficient. You need to buy NCRTs and the resource list as well. Okay? So after that, India DR Khullar, economic resource geography will be fulfilled by Mazid Hussain, physical geography Savinder Singh and GC Leong. But it doesn't matter that if you don't study it or revise it for 3 or 4 times, these booklets are not going to help you. And yes, with that, our prospect notes of world and India geography. That is being designed by the faculty itself, prospect IAS notes. Okay? Plus current affairs. Okay? Everyday editorials, any panel, any discussion like IPCC, okay, Kyoto Protocol, Earth Summit, COP21, okay, Quad. So these are the associations that have some research papers, discussions that take place every year. You need to keep an eye on that as well. That what are the research papers are stating, what are its basic norms, what are they discussing about the issues relevant to climate crisis, environmental emergency. So these things you need to keep in mind, resource and booklets. Okay? Always keep the syllabus with you. Keep analyzing the questions. Right? NCRTs, map, you can use the table map or wall map as well, so that you can wake up every day and see some specific parts, current parts. Or if you study any part, suppose let's say, if you study any current issue of any country, like Afghanistan, let's say, it's a new news because of the Taliban insurgency, right? The political crisis in Afghanistan. So UPSC is not going to ask you about only the political crisis. UPSC can ask you the passes. UPSC can ask you the graveyards of Afghanistan. UPSC can ask you the economic intervention that Taliban is going to take place. What are the agriculture divisions of Afghanistan? So you need to be this dynamic. If you have picked up one specific location, so your aspects of studying the maps or the other dimensions and the divisions of the map is like this only, where it is touching the polity, where it is touching the economy, where it is touching the environment and geography itself. Okay? Any other question? Any other? Because I'm going to like set a background study for tomorrow's lecture for the 15 and 20 minutes. So any question regarding the resources and syllabus from online classes students as well, and from you as well, from you? Clear with the clarity? Okay, now see, what is geography and how it is a subject domain or book of knowledge. So the subject orientation is being done in European premises. Europe was the first continent that decides that geography should be a first public domain subject. So Europe. If you see many geographers, they come from Germany, okay? They come from other parts of the European sections, like from England they come, and they come from Italy. Other Arab geographers from medieval time, they come from Arab areas, okay? Some American geographers from the modern time. So, but the Latin time was derived from European geographers and philosophers. That time geography was being made. The basic definition of geography is to study about Earth. If you delineate marker, not working. If you delineate the geography, let's break into parts. Geographos comes, graphy comes from graphos, Latin word. Markers. Sorry. Geo means earth. Okay? From the Greek god, earth and sun, and all these words are being derived. So earth, and here the Latin word is graphos, means to study. So geography basically discusses about, details about, to study about Earth and its dimensions and its mechanism, you can say. So this is geography. Okay. So if we talk about Earth, let's see the specifications. The first topic and unit of geography in physical geography is evolution, origin of Earth and solar system and universe. This is Earth. It is flattened in the both poles. It's not complete spherical, right? Flattened in North Pole and South Pole. This is your imaginary line, 0 degree. Equator. One more prelims question from this, because about why I wanted to discuss you this. If you go to study GC Leong, okay, so one question from the equator and summer solstice and the summer over horizon concept from GC Leong. So this is 0 degree equator. The question is 21st June. 21st June is a day. 2019 prelims question asks the sun and the position of sun. Sun and its position. So the criteria are, the options are: A, does not set below the horizon. Does not set below the horizon. Second is, does not, this is in Arctic Circle. Same, does not set below the horizon in Antarctic Circle. See, online class, the aid will be given, provided to you with the prelims question, but understand the concepts, okay? So yeah, the third option is shines vertically. Shines vertically overhead at noon. At noon on the equator. Okay. Now the last option is shines vertically. So you need to understand here what the positions of sun. This will be going to help you in solving the comprehension of the question. So position of the sun first we need to understand. Let's say on the 21st June we say. What is the climate on 21st June in northern hemisphere? Is it winter or summer? Summer. So you feel the sun overhead? Do you feel? So can we say that the shines vertically over the noon on the equator? This is the equator region, right? So the sun is, this is inclined, sun is here. So the sun's position is on the equator. So like on from 12 noon to 3. Do your parents say that don't go outside in the month of June because you may fall into dehydration? Right? Why they say? Because the position of sun is over the head. Our location is in the Tropic of Cancer, here, right? So if it is here, so we can feel it on the top, right? So if we can feel it on the top in the 21st June, what it means? Summer solstice in northern hemisphere. Summer solstice in northern hemisphere. What is summer solstice? Days are bigger and nights are short, right? So this is basically, if your general understanding and comprehension of the topic is clear, you are correctly able to choose, okay, no, this is the correct answer, because we feel the weather, we feel the climate, we feel the sun on the top. So on 21st June, I can clearly demark that shines vertically overhead on the equator in the noon time. The noon time is 12 to 3. Okay. After that, what it is, it shifts its position to backward. We feel the energy, or we feel the light or insolation in the back side. But in mid noon, we feel at the top. Okay. So this is how it is going to help you, the basic general understanding in solving the comprehensions. Again, I'm repeating. Okay. And this, the positions of sun and earth, you can refer G.C. Leong, the chapters. Okay, the first and second chapters. Otherwise, I'm going to teach you that, right? So yeah, the question that I discussed. Now, after that, I'm going to discuss about some theories and origin of Earth, because tomorrow's class is fully dedicated to evolution, origin and background of Earth. Okay? In 15 next class, we are going to cover our physical geography domain. So origin and evolution of Earth basically have theories. The theories that are being demarcated in 2 words. If you are studying any subject, please comprise yourself into smaller words or hacks or the skills that you can use for learning, right? So, origin, early theories, and then modern theories. How many of you have studied NCERT? How many have started preparation with geography? Online students, how many of you? Yeah. So, yeah, I think the answers are correct. One new message. Okay. So, if you have studied the first chapter of General Understanding of Physical Geography 11th Standard, NCERT. So, this, there are basically 2 theories, type of theories, classification are in early and modern. In early theories, the 2 keywords you need to pick for the expansion and evolution of the Earth. What are these? Fragmentation and accumulation or assertion. Okay. Accumulation and assertion means compactification of planetimals, right? Fragmentation means break and explosion. So early theories basically describe from these 2 common words, fragmentation and accumulation. These 2 words are the specific. How? The first theory was Nebula Hypothesis. You might be studied in standard 6 and 8, I don't know. Nebula called sun, right? There was a tiny disc-like structure called nebula, and the hypothesis was given by whom? If you have studied, Kant and Immanuel Kant and Laplace. Yeah. First theory is nebular hypothesis. It was being given by Kant, German philosopher, and Laplace. What they stated? They stated that on the initial pre-model state of universe, what had happened? There was a structure called nebula, okay? With the accumulation of pressure and temperature, what happened? The friction happened, they collide internally, and then what happened? They fragmented. Fragmented into different celestial bodies, into planets, planestimals, comets, asteroids, meteors. These are the parts of your solar system, which we are going to discuss in our later classes. Okay? Okay? So this nebula hypothesis discusses about the fragmentation of the universe. It fragmented into parts, into 8 planets, into 68 satellites. One is a moon of us, and others comet, asteroids, meteors. Okay, now second one. Second one was accumulation, the theory of accumulation. Here we discuss the explosion made the universe or solar system. The second discusses the accumulation, the conjoined, the togetherness has helped the planet to grow. So the theory was planetesimals hypothesis. Why it is hypothesis? Why we cannot write theory here? Why it is hypothesis? Anyone from online? What is the difference between theory and hypothesis? Theory is proven. Hypothesis, yes, hypothesis is something that is not proven yet. We have been discussed on our philosophical goals, on our imaginations, right? It is not fully approved, it is not fully proven. There are certain criticisms as well. So, planetesimal hypothesis was basically the accumulation of tiny particles in universe that accumulated, joined together. Yes, from online, or supposition or proposed explanation made on the basis of limited evidence. Yeah, similar answer. So that's why it is not called theories, right? So the accumulation theory says that no, there was no explosion such. It was a disk-like structure in the universe, and what had happened from that disk-like structure, the gravitational pull led the collision of tiny particles, and that took the formation of planet and sun and other aspects of celestial bodies. So these two theories were early theories, which we are going to discuss in our next class in detail. Modern theory was Big Bang theory given by Edwin Hubble. What was this theory? This was also tend to the explosion, the criteria of explosion, right? And expansion. This theory states that universe is expanding in a curriculum manner, continuous manner. Here I give a very generalistic approach. If students ask me, okay fine, if Big Bang theory is true in evidence, as USA claimed, the Astronomical Society of USA claimed that Big Bang theory has evidences after studying black hole. They claimed that. So students generally ask me, if the universe is expanding, let's say practical theory, if the universe is expanding, then why not Earth and its position is expanding, right? Earth should also expand, the position between you and me should also expand. No. Let's suppose if you buy a bean bag, okay, you fill from the beans into the bean bag. Balloons also, yeah, the example of balloon is very specific and it's given in NCERT as well. But yeah, if you are filling the beans into the bean bag, what happens? The expansion of bean bag takes place, right? But the particles in the beans are of that same size. They are not expanding. So similarly, universe is the bean bag, right? And the planets, comets, and the respective parts of solar systems and the galaxies are the particles. They might be changing their place, but they are not expanding. Okay, the universe is expanding if the theory is clear. Okay, understood about Big Bang theory on a very generalistic approach. So this was been stated by Edwin Hubble, later being revised by Jerry and Hubble. They had been revised time to time, the Big Bang theory. USA Astronomical Society has given the clear evidence that yes, the Big Bang theory truly exists. Why it is exists? Because when they studied the black hole. So black hole has the criteria of expansion. But the question again arises that is Earth is going to be eaten up by a black hole? So no. It is not going to be eaten up by black hole because it has its own specified gravitational pull. Earth has its own. Sun has its own. So if the Earth and Sun is sharing some gravitational pull, it might be sharing with the black hole as well. So it has a distance, right? So it is not going to collapse. It is not going to eaten up our Earth and the planet system. So this is how the Big Bang theory stated and being somehow being proved by Astronomical Society of USA. So the early theories and modern theories of Earth and universe is like this only. We are going to discuss in the detailed manner in our tomorrow class. Next is your evolution. Evolution of stars, formation of planets, formation of moon, and several other formations and evolution of life, geological date lines, the formation of lithosphere, how the lithosphere has been formed, how the atmosphere has been formed, how the hydrosphere has been formed. After that, international date line, we will going to discuss about latitudes, longitudes, specific geological lines, imaginary lines, and the locations that you are going to find out with the coordinates of lats and longs. So this is the basic understanding of geography that you need to put in your mind while you are understanding it. So let's discuss formation of stars, let's say, that I'm going to discuss tomorrow in detailed manner. Formation of stars. What is a star? Can you define star? What is the composition of star? And what is the difference between star and a planet? Anyone from online as well? Light emitting celestial body, yes? Yes, it doesn't have its own light. Yeah, the basic difference is that star is luminous, star is fiery, star has its own light, and it emits, and planet reflects the light of sun, right? So this is the basic difference. Localized clumps of gases is called star. Very good, nice. Star has its own light, yes. Sabhi Bhasan, its own light, correct. So yeah, why it has its own light? Because it is made up of, again, accumulation. Accumulation of what? Several gases. Hydrogen, helium are the two basic gases that are what? Flame or luminous. Okay, that's why the stars are sparkling. Okay, so how they are being formed? They are being formed with the constant accumulation of dust particles, gases, and pressure. These three are the basic system of accumulation and formation of stars. So you can imagine there are million number of stars, and how the pressure system of universe has been the mechanism in billions of years ago, right? So these are the formation of stars. First stage is explosion of gases. Second stage is accumulation of dust particles, gases with pressure and temperature belt. Okay, so this is how the star is formed. So there are basically criteria. What is the nearest star to the earth? Sun. After that, sun is the nearest star and it's part of our solar system family. And what is after that sun? Which star is the nearest? Yes, stars are used celestial bodies made up of hydrogen and helium, correct? Proxima Centauri, correct? Who has given the answer? Shubhra Gupta, yes. Very good, beta. Proxima Centauri is the nearest star other than sun to us, okay? And what is the timeline? What is the light year time? What is the light year time of Proxima Centauri to us? This is a question. You can give me the answer in the next class. Find out, okay? Light year, you have a general understanding, okay? 3 million kilometer per second. That's why the sun's light takes 8 minutes approx, means 7.8 minutes to reach Earth. So you can multiply with the light year that how much distance is consists between Earth and Sun. And Sun is 3300 times bigger than our Earth. So the stars are much more bigger than the Sun as well, which are being distant from the different galaxies. Okay, the answer is 4.2465 light years, Proxima Centauri. Yes, correct. True. This is being answered by Cindy. Yeah, very good. So yes, basically this is the formation of star. There are different stars that you need to keep in mind, because UPSC at some times going to ask you, supernova is a star. Prelims question has been asked on supernova, the criteria of supernova. So what is supernova star? What is supernova star? This is the most brightest star in the universe. Brightest star in the universe. Okay. What is a dog star? It is not in the shape of dog. Okay. So dog star is basically the star that you can see from the Earth directly. The first star you can see, Dwarf Star, right? So dog star, the first star you can see from the Earth. The very first star by the start of the evening. पहला चमकता सितारा जो होता है on the north. So this is dog star. Dwarf star. What is dwarf star? Dwarf planet and dwarf star. Dwarf planet is Pluto, because it has lost its orbital path. It is comprised now from its circumference. It is not under the criteria of a planet, so it is called dwarf planet. What is dwarf star? As we are discussing the star, dwarf star are those who has lost their brightness because they are too old with the ages, right? So those are dwarf stars, correct? So this is basically the formation of stars. Any confusion, online students? Do you have any confusion about the star formation? No? Now let's discuss about the origin of life, because it is also very important when you understand the environment and ecology, because I am sharing the bits of the lecture that I'm going to discuss tomorrow. Origin of life. We are discussing the origin of life. Planet has been in its primordial state. Primordial means not in a lively state. It was not in a lively state. When? 4.6 billion years ago, what had happened? This is a planet, our Earth. This was in a rocky state. There was no flora and fauna, there was no life. Okay? So it was, this state is called primordial. Primordial, which means no life. Okay? So this is the primordial state 4.6 billion years ago. Now what had happened? The formation of life has also stages. What are these stages? The stages first, what happened when Nebula Hypothesis took place? The planet was revolving in a nurturous manner. It was not static on its orbit. Okay. But after the down of the temperature, 4,500 Kelvin temperature below in atmosphere took place. Then what happened? Planet got its condensation. Okay? Yeah. So after what happened? When the temperature shook down in the first stage, the volcanic eruption, and the gases started taking utter in the atmosphere. The first stage is condensation. The second stage is eruption of gases. Eruption of gases take place. Third stage, what happened? Degassing. which means what happened when the eruption of gases took place now, so nitrogen and oxygen start coming out in atmosphere, and after that water vapor made out and degassing happened, like hydrogen and helium went out of the atmosphere. The solar wind that was directly hitting our atmosphere, that ultimately went out of the atmosphere. So degassing. After that, continuous heavy rainfall. Rainfall took place for years on continue basis. Okay, not for one day or 1 month. It happened for years. And after that, when the water fall on the earth, then what happened? Plants and the fauna culture start growing up, which means the first stand of life, if we say life means flora and fauna, both animals and plants. So first the plants grow. Okay, first the plants emerged as a life structure on the earth with the presence of water, nitrogen, oxygen. Okay, and what happened then? The ferrous and nickel of the earth shook down in the core. Then the formation of crust level took place. Yes, the formation of crust took place, formation of soil took place, growth of plants, water bodies, right? And in this water body, what happened? The formation of cells took place with the time span. These cells, what happened? Suppose these are the microscopic cells. Then how they are being accumulated? Again, the accumulation and the evolution. So with the thundering, one day the thundering happened and these cells accumulated together. The accumulation give a organ and tissue culture to this earth. Then this tissue culture direct itself out of water. First the life, the origin of life is being taken place in water. Okay. After that, some become amphibians, some become mammals, some become reptiles, some become birds, and this is how some become humans in the criteria of mammals, Homo sapiens. So this is how the origin of life took place in the vast span of year, which we are going to discuss tomorrow in the detailed manner. Okay. Now, we have discussed origin of life, we have discussed star formation, we have discussed, I think, universe and the theories, Big Bang theories. Nebula hypothesis we have discussed. Now, we are going to discuss about the few parts of solar system. Okay. So, solar system consists of what? Only planets and sun. Cosmic rays, meteors, quasars, supernova stars, right? So solar system consists of 8 planets, right? 8 planets, because Pluto is now out of the orbit. What are these 8 planets? So this is Sun, this is Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, asteroid belt, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. This is solar system, right? Some stars around in the galaxy. This galaxy we call Milky Way. Okay. This is Mercury. This is Venus. Venus is the hottest planet. Why it is hottest? Mercury is near to the sun. Why cannot the Mercury can be the hottest planet? Anyone has an answer in online class? Why Venus is the hottest planet? Have you ever think? This observation, this clarity, this question asking method is required by UPSC aspirants. Yes? Fusion of gases? angular inclination doesn't work here. The rays of angular inclination doesn't work here. It is in the happening of work, the angular inclination of sun rays, what happened? Because its circumference is bigger than Mercury. Venus is bigger than Mercury. Okay. So what happens with the rays? The most refraction rays reaches Venus. The insolation more reaches to Venus. Here Mercury, yeah, you can use the area and pressure system here, the law of area and pressure, general understanding. So this circumference is lower, so most of the IR rays and UV rays reaches Venus. So okay, so basic concept of understanding, that's why Venus is the hottest planet, because of the gases present at the Venus, yes. And after the insolation, what happens? It intacts itself, means it doesn't reflect or it doesn't refract the gases, the insolation leaves inside, the albedo doesn't happen here. Okay, so the gases remains in the space, so that's why Venus is the hottest planet. And this is what? This is our planet, Earth. It is called blue planet. Why it is called blue planet? Yes, because 3/4 part of the Earth is covered with water. So Earth and after that it is Mars. We have one moon. Mars has 2 satellites, right? After then we have, so here we end up calling inner planets. This is the asteroid belt, right? This is the asteroid belt. So these 4 planets are inner planets or terrestrial planets, because it has solidification. After that, these 4 planets means Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, right? Sorry, Uranus, I'm sorry, Uranus and Neptune, these 4, because Pluto, we talk about Pluto, so it's in mind. Yeah, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, because Pluto is somewhere falling in the universe in the far orbit, so it's not in the count now. But yeah, Neptune is the last one. Jupiter consists of 53 satellites. Okay, so it has more number of satellites and it is the biggest planet in the solar system. These 4 planets are outer planets. What are these? Outer planets, and called jovial like planets, which means Jupiter-like planets, which means gaseous planets, right? These are not terrestrial planets, these are gaseous planets. Why these are gaseous planets? Yes, because of the far distance, the condensation took place in gaseous states. When the nitrogen is a gas, if it is in the gas state, it is more cold. When it is in solid state, it is not that cold. So that's why the condensation took place in gaseous state, and these are gaseous planet. Concept clear? Clear in online class? Why it is called gaseous planet? Because of the runaway greenhouse effect, yes. One of the Ankit Singh, yes ma'am. Okay, fine. Runaway greenhouse effect, Ankit Singh has answered me about which question you have given me answer, Ankit. Please detail me. Please detail me the answer of the question that you have given me. Okay, so concept clear here. This is the solar system. Not only consists of sun and 8 planets, it consists of asteroid belts. This belt has tiny particles, right? It is channelized in a belt because of the gravitational pull between the particles, right? So this asteroid belt is also a part of solar system. Some meteors are the tiny particles that are being left out from the planets. Once the planets were in the formation, some particles left out of the planets. So these are the meteors that are revolving in the universe and in the galaxy system, and yes, in the part of our solar system as well. Comets, what are comets? The circumference is less. Yes, the Mercury is more hotter than Venus. Yeah, Venus is more hotter than Mercury. Yes. Why it is? Yeah, because of the runaway greenhouse effect. Answer correct. Yeah, the runaway greenhouse effect has the sunlight implication thing. Okay. So yeah, somehow both the answers are correct in the concept. Venus is more hotter than Mercury. Yeah, you give the answer, right? What is comet? Anyone in the online class can answer? Yeah, not only head and tail, matlab all comets are not consist of head and tail, but yeah, you can say that comets are icy object, cosmic snowballs of frozen gases, rock, dust, orbits of the sun. Yeah, dust that orbit the sun. Yes, correct. Correct answer. So comets are, you can say, minute particles. It is minute from meteors. Meteors are the big particles, but comets are the small particle. Very general understanding. So if it is small in its circumference, it is rocky. Okay, it is rocky, it is condensed, because the smaller minute particles, the less time they took for the condensation. So yeah, this is a rocky state. Icy rocks comprise of gases and condensate called comets. So solar system comprise of a sun, the biggest star, nearby Earth, 8 planets and several celestial bodies, asteroid belts, 68 round of satellites, comets, meteors, asteroids, stars, and the runaway galaxy called the Milky Way galaxy. Okay, and the Milky Way galaxy is a part of universe. So clear understanding, round of understanding. Any confusion in the online class? Yes, it is rocky in nature because of its circumference. The circumference is very shorter of comets, so they require very less time for the condensation. Comets are dust particles. Correct, correct. Any questions from online class? Online students, have you written the mains practice questions? You people have written the mains practice question, because tomorrow I am going to see your answers, right? Yes, ma'am. Do I need to say the questions again? Do I need to say the questions? Is anyone left who has not written the questions? No, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, Divya. Thank you. Yeah, please, ma'am. Who has said please? Okay. So 2 questions that are given for the mains practice answers is first question is discuss. Yeah. How Malacca Strait is important in building the trade bloc in Southeast Asian countries. This is the first mains answer writing question that you need to write. I have discussed already in class. And the second question is, what is water stress? What is water stress? How and why? It is regionally differ in India. So I am going to give these 2 questions in the aid as well. Today's aid, which I am going to share in the online TLP platform. And yes, any other question related to approach? Go to your places wherever you are preparing. Open your atlas book. See basic 4 criterias of map. Start practicing with the locations of continents. See the previous year questions. Syllabus always keep in your mind. Keep the syllabus, because syllabus you need to always keep aside while you are preparing for any subject. Okay. Bifurcate your syllabus and delineate your syllabus. Be dynamistic, comprehend. Try to see that where your subject is overlapping in other syllabus criteria in other mains papers. That is going to help you in completing your syllabus within time. Okay. For geography, mapping is important. Current information is important, ma'am. Do we still need to use Savinder Singh physical geography? Yeah, I mean, that's up to you. If you are okay in making your answers with GC Leong, so you don't need to use Savinder Singh if you are a student from English medium. So GC Leong is enough for you. Ma'am, should I directly start from class geography, 11 geography? If you have build up your understanding, Prajot, in 6th to 10th understanding, have you studied geography earlier? If you haven't studied geography in your earlier domain, then you need to pick the summaries of 6th to 10th standard geography. Or yes, you can start from directly for 11th if you have studied. Okay. Yeah, if you have studied geography, then no issue. You can start from 11th standard. And if you have any clarity issue in any subject, in any unit, then I am going to help you. I am going to be with you with your preparation. Okay, thank you. Any other question? No, ma'am. Fine. Okay, so thank you. I am done with the lecture. From online class, any other question? Because 5 minutes are left for my. Do we have to study every single chapter? No, Divya. I have already discussed that keep the syllabus with you while you are preparing, because syllabus comprise strategy is very important. You cannot pick up any book and start reading each and every single chapter, right? Ma'am, both books are necessary, Mazid Hussain and GC Leong. I have NCRTs. If you can buy GC Leong, it is well and good to develop your more understanding in physical geography. Okay? You can start right now, I think Sadab or Saqib, you can start with NCRTs. That is enough for your preparation starting. After once you finish your physical geography NCRT, that will going to boost up your general understanding, then you can buy GC Leong. Anyone, GC Leong or Mazid Hussain, any book, keep your resources restricted, okay? So yeah, this is how you can start your preparation. NCRT is very important. Online and offline students, again I'm saying 6 to 12 NCRTs for general understanding of geography is very important. So start reading it, after that revising it, again re-revising it. So you have to do this. Online students also I'm saying for geography, NCRTs are the Bible, 6 to 12. Read, revise, re-revise. And any conceptual understanding that you face difficulty, I'm going to here help you with that. Okay? Thank you. With the class. Thank you, Manjot. Thank you. God bless you all. All the best for your preparation. Thank you.